Okay, so just to get started, how you access the URL is going to be to point your browser to bsmhprintcenter.com. That's going to bring you to this homepage that you're seeing on my screen. And then to log in, you're just going to click this blue login button at the top right corner. When you do that, it should log you in automatically once you press login. However, we have been having some issues with the link, and if you have any issues with logging in, if it gives you an error, please go up here to this red login error button, click here, and once you click that, it should log you in correctly. We are in the process of working with IT to get that corrected, but it may be another week or so until that is fixed. I'm going to log in a little different way just because I am a vendor of the hospital and not, I don't have a Bon Secours Mercy Health email address. So once you're logged in, it's going to show your name up here at the top right corner. That's how you know that you're logged in. And a little bit about the site. Kind of the two areas that are kind of going to be your best friend are going to be the search box up here at the top, and then this can't find your file area. A little bit of background about how the two sites merged into one is that we use the actual framework of the site of the Bon Secours side to create this merged site. So unfortunately, the Mercy side of things, if you had saved files or saved jobs within the system, unfortunately, those did not come over to the new site. If you're on the Bon Secours side of things, those still should be saved because we did use that same template in this site. So the reason I say this area is going to be one that's going to be super helpful to you is because it says can't find your file. So once I show you all the areas of the site and kind of places you possibly could have your files, if you cannot find what you're looking for, you would need to email us at contact@bsmhprintcenter.com or call us at this number, which is 864-255-1170, and we'll happily assist you with finding your files. So a little bit about the site itself. These three main logos here at the top are going to be your library items. Library is going to be items that are commonly ordered that we have placed in the library, and they are available to order system-wide. So things like brochures, bio cards, flyers that have been approved, things that have been approved by marketing and that multiple people would be ordering, we would place in the library. The custom order section is going to be things that you have files for on your computer that probably don't get ordered by multiple people, may be uploaded just here and there, or you need to order it in a special way. Those would be ordered in that custom order section. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to start with the library. I'm just going to pick one of these just to let you know all of these look identical once you click onto them. They are just branded differently. So if you are Bon Secours, you would go to the Bon Secours section. If you're Mercy, you'd go to the Mercy section. If you need corporate materials for Bon Secours Mercy Health, those would be ordered in that section. So everything's broken down into categories in here. So we have it separated out by product. And the only one that's a little bit different is this initiatives category, which there is one of these in each of those master brands. So there's a Bon Secours one, a Bon Secours Mercy Health one, and a Mercy Health one. And what initiatives mean is it is items that are made by marketing and that we have in a library to be used system-wide. So they are the same for every brand. They just have a different logo on them. So COVID materials would be a good example of that. Doctor's Day, Nurse's Day, things like that would go in this initiative section. So I'm going to show you one of these categories and just how it looks. I definitely recommend that in your free time, you go in and kind of play with the system, see what jobs are on there and what files are on there, and maybe what needs to be added to the library. And if you have items that you think need to be added to the library that you don't see, please feel free to email us at that contact email address, and we'll happily add those for you. So as you can see, these are all branded Bon Secours because we are in the Bon Secours library. I'm in the brochure category. So these are all the brochures that are branded appropriately for marketing. They all have the correct, logos, have the correct fonts, all that good stuff. And they actually have all the settings in here to be able to print these correctly, where all you have to do is pretty much go in, type in your quantity, and you'll be ready to print. So I'm going to show you how that works. You'll click order now for whichever one you'd like to order, and it's going to bring up this visual product builder. Now what this is this shows you exactly how your job is going to be printed. So this shows it in a flat view, of course, how it would be printed on a piece of paper, and then we'll trim it down and do all that good stuff that needs to be done. So you can toggle between the different pages so you can see the front and back of this brochure. It's going to show you your price here at the bottom, not only the unit price, but the total price. And it's actually going to give you a few options, and I'll go through those with you. One good thing is it fills in your name of the brochure because it's already in the library, so that fills that in for you. Now your quantity you would need to put in, so I'm going to say I want 50 of these, and when I do that, you'll see my price changes at the bottom. Now we are print on demand. We are not like if you went to a vendor and you got price breaks for certain quantities you order. We are the same price per piece no matter how many you order. So the unit price will not change, just your total price as you're upping your quantity. This is already selected to be on this type of paper, so media is going to be your paper option, and that's what we print our brochures on, so that's pre-selected. It's already pre-selected that this is going to be printed in color and double-sided, just because that's how brochures are printed. Final width and height you don't necessarily have to worry about. We know how brochures are printed. That's kind of a back-end thing that we mess with if we need to. Cutting, this is already set to cut to full bleed, which means it's going to be printed and cut all the way to the color's edge, so there's no white border. And then folding. Folding you can select because there are multiple ways people like brochures folded. However, if you don't know what one of these options mean or you have questions about it, please let us know. Or you can select no folding and we'll fold it the way it's usually folded. One other area you may use often is a special instructions area. If you have special instructions, like say you wanted this to be left flat for some reason and you don't want it folded, you could always type that here, and then we would see that on our printing instructions, and we would know that you necessarily don't need it printed exactly like it's set up in the system. So once I say that this is good to order, I'm going to add it to my cart just like you would if you were on Amazon or some shopping site. It's going to give you a little disclaimer here at the bottom. This says, by submitting this request, I verify that I have received approval from my supervisor for the cost associated with this submission. The producer of this job will not be held responsible for design or spelling errors. This is not quite as important in this section as it is in the upload section. But basically what this means is that you've proofread your document, everything looks correct. But what does matter in this section is that say you ordered 100 of these brochures, that you have gotten approval for the cost associated with this product, because we do charge cost centers back for printed items. So you would say, I agree, and what that's going to do is it's going to add it to your cart for you. As you can see, I've got another item in my cart, and now it's going to combine the two items, going to give me a total over here to the right-hand side. I'm going to continue shopping just to show you a little bit more of how the site works. So now that I'm done in this area, I'm actually going to click this logo at the top left. That's always going to take me back to the home page. Now, as I said, all of these libraries up here at the top look identical. The only thing that's going to be different is that initiative section that is going to be branded appropriately for whatever brand you're in. And that's going to be the initiatives that are system-wide, just branded a little differently. So that pretty much shows you how the library area works. Now, one other item I'm going to highlight in the libraries area is going to be stationery. So stationery meaning business cards, appointment cards, envelopes, and letterhead. Stationery is all the way down here at the bottom, so you would click Browse, and then you're going to see a lot of builders. So what builders means is that you're actually going to type in your information. It's going to show you a proof, and then you're going to check out with that item. So these are customizable products. So I'm going to go into, let's see, the business card builder, and I would click order now. And it's going to bring up a little different section, still going to be a visual product builder, but it's going to have a personalization section when you first log in. First thing I would want you to do is go over here and name your job. So you could name it business card and then whatever you'd like. You don't have to name it anything specific. We just need to have a name for your job. Quantities are going to be based on 21 up on a page. That is how we print business cards to be the most cost effective. So you will see that they're broken down into quantities of 21 based on how people usually order these. So 42, 105, and 252. Those are the most common numbers that people order. I will say we do not go above 252 on business cards, and the reason for that is we want to be good stewards for the health system. We want to make sure that you have a small amount of business cards and you order them more often, as we are print on demand, so that you don't have business cards sitting around that change information and need to be thrown away. We want to make sure that we're conserving paper and, like I said, being good stewards for the health system. So I'm going to pick that I want 42 of these. And then from here, I'm going to type in my information. As you can tell, everything with an asterisk is a required field. And we do have a drop-down menu for your legal entity or your medical group facility that is on this list. If you don't see your name on that list and it needs to be added, please email us at that contact email address, and we'll definitely get that added for you. And a couple nice things about this is however you put in your phone number, we have it set up on the back end and coded correctly so that it does format it correctly. And I actually put that in the wrong section here. So however you put your phone number in, it's going to add those dashes in that it needs. And then you're going to update preview down there at the bottom. When you do that, it's going to work for a minute, and then it's going to show you a proof of the information that I just put in. Excuse my internet being a little bit slow this morning. There you go. So you're going to see exactly how I put it in, and then it's formatted on the correct template. Now this is set up exactly how it needs to be versus your on your brand. So Bon Secours versus Bon Secours Mercy Health versus Mercy Health. All those have different templates. Once you go into your library and go to stationery, you're going to see that it has a different design for each card. Now this card is double-sided, so if I toggled back and forth, you would see that it has a front and a back side. And then if I wanted to change my quantity here at the side, I can do that at this point still. And then I can also download a PDF proof up here at the top. What this does is if you were, say, designing your card for someone else and you needed to show them a proof, you could download a PDF proof and it's going to say proof across it. But you would just, you could email that to that person and say, hey, does this look good to you before I actually order it? And that would be an easy way to do that. From here, I'm going to add it to my cart. And again, your little disclaimer is going to pop up, and I'm going to say, I agree. Now, one thing that is important to say about business cards, letterhead, envelopes, and all the stationery is that everything goes into an approval process. We do double check business cards, letterhead, appointment cards, envelopes, just to ensure that they are correct. So we know that those are very important. You want to make sure your legal entity is correct. Make sure that you have your, if it needs to be capitalized, it is, and that commas and all that good stuff is correct. So we do double check those. So everything goes into, no matter if it's stationary or not, everything goes into an approval required status. And what that means is our branding experts on our side double check everything that's sent through the print shop to ensure that it is marketing quality to be printed before it is ever printed. So if you see that approval required once you place your order, that is what that means. And you don't have to do anything on your end when you see that. That is for our print shop employees to take a look at. So I'm going to go back here to the home page. So that's kind of the library section. That's your stationery section. Those are things that are kind of preset in the system. Now, what is different here is this custom order section. So we have this broken out into specialty jobs, bound books, pads, stationery, collateral, and copies. Now, as I said, these are to upload your own file. So you have this file saved on your computer, and you're going to upload it. So I won't go through every single one of these because, like I said, it's really helpful for you to go on and play and kind of see what options we have. But I'll just click on one of these to show you. Once you click on those main categories, you'll have a drop down and it will have additional things to select. So say specialty is wide format posters, stickers, and badge buddies. Bound books is going to be books of all sizes that are going to be bound. So stapled, tape bound, or GBC. Those are in there. If you have questions about any of these and what they mean, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer that for you. Pads are going to be multiple documents that are trimmed and then glued on the back side. So they're kind of a tear-off pad. Stationery is going to be what I just talked about, but these are going to be files you have yourself to upload. This is not a builder section right here. These are going to be, you already have the file and you're ready to upload it. And that's going to be your appointment cards, letterhead, envelopes, business cards. Collateral is going to be marketing collateral, which is going to be brochures, bio cards, table tents, flat cards, fold over cards, newsletters, things like that. You can upload your files there. And then copies is going to be anything that's a flat document, but it needs maybe a lot of finishing. So hole punch, stapled, could be black and white or color, lamination, all that's going to be ordered under this copy section. So I'm going to go into one of these and kind of show you how that works. I'm going to go into the copy section. And like I said, it's really, really beneficial for you to go in and play with what options there are and kind of make yourself familiar with the site. So I'm going to say that my copy is going to be color without lamination. NCR is also under here, and that would be what forms are printed on. But I'm going to say I want color without lamination, and it also tells you your turnaround time here at the top. And I'm going to say order now. From here, it's going to bring up that visual product builder, but there's nothing in here because we have not uploaded a file yet. So I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side and click Add File, and then Upload File. And from here, I'm just going to select a document and say Upload. After I do that and press Done, it is actually going to show me what I just uploaded. From here, I'm going to go name my file just like you did in that stationery section. I'm going to change my quantity, and as you can see, your price is going to change down here at the bottom as you select options. So what's different in this area than the library section is that you have tons of options to pick from. So if I said in the media section that I wanted this printed on bright green paper, then it's going to change to be on bright green paper. I could say that I wanted this landscape instead of portrait. And then I could select tons of finishing options. So I could say that I wanted this cut in half or in quarters. I could say that I wanted it drilled to add holes to it, and it's going to show you that. I could say that I wanted it stapled, padded, mounted, or I could put special instructions down here at the bottom. So from here, I'm going to say that this looks good to me, and I am ready to print it, and I'm going to select Add to Cart. Now, once again, it's going to give you that disclaimer, and it's going to add it to your cart. From here, I've showed you pretty much the areas of the site, and I think I've done a little bit of each one, and so I'm going to check out with my item. Now, from here, I'm going to select a due date, and as I told you, each one has a different turnaround time for each product. So this says, because I'm ordering stationery, it takes a little bit longer. I may not be able to get this till May the 10th. However, if you do need it sooner than that, I will show you an area where you can put that note so that we know that you do need this sooner. And we will let you know if our team can accommodate that. So I'm going to proceed to checkout. And from here, it's going to fill in all of your information based on what's in your Active Directory. And so you would just verify that information and click Save. If you do need it to have delivery instructions or deliver to someone else, you can add a recipient or put delivery instructions here. In this delivery instructions, I'm actually going to say I need this rushed. And then we'll know that and we can see that in our operator notes, and we can give you a call and let you know if that is possible. So from here, I'm going to proceed to payment. And this is where you put in your cost center. So we're looking for a 10-digit number with no dashes or spaces. And then you're going to place your order. Once you place your order, it will give you a confirmation number. That confirmation number is really helpful for us so that if you call customer service and you do need a question answered or need to tell us that you need something rushed out of your order, we're always going to ask you for your order number so that we can look it up easily. As you can see, this did go into an approval required status, and that means that we are going to take a look at your order before it's ever printed. That is pretty much the gist of the site. It is pretty user-friendly. I think the biggest thing is going to be everyone finding their files and getting used to that. Like I said, this search area is really important up here. You can use it for keywords. Say you needed to find a privacy poster or something like that. I just put in the word privacy, and these are the items that showed up for that. Like I said, if you can't find your document via the search bar or the library, please let us know. We will happily assist you. Another area that might be important to you guys is going to be under your name over here to the right-hand side, order history and status. If you were to click on that, you will actually see all of your orders, and you can click on those and easily reorder those. And then you can change your quantity, change your options on how you had it printed, and then you can easily reorder it without having to necessarily rebuild your entire item. Order on SmartWorks is also under here for my Bon Secours folks that order forms from SmartWorks. That is also under here. It will take you directly to the SmartWorks website.